A very good afternoon on this Sunday in March, 1st of March. I'm Eikaisen, the Xchecklist creator for the actual Zibo mod, and I'll let you welcome here on my stream. Short decision, I decided to make a stream today flying here from Malaga to Fuerteventura. So will be a little longer flight, but then we can take a look in detail what we want to discuss. And the weather is very fine here, and yeah, I think this will be a great flight today, and I hope you will stay here on my channel soon, and yeah, it will be nice. Okay, let's close all of this, what we need here in the background, and let's start with our stream today. Departure is planned in 45 minutes, so yeah, we can continue jump into the cockpit, and let's start with the safety inspection, and then we'll do a short go around interior inspection and continue with our flow. I also decided to use the checklist again, while I'm not needing it, but yeah, that you will see the out here section more detailed as the last stream in the night. So let's pop our checklist. Yeah. Close the battery doors, so fine. Dome light is not needed, so we can overjump it here. Electrical hydraulic pumps are not needed, so we check gear lever is down. Yep. So jump up. Right. So gear status like 3 green below, 3 green above. That's fine. Bus transfer is closed. Right, and then we continue there with the safety inspection. Fault inner test. Yeah, that's fine. And the APU fire tests. Good. Extinguisher is good. We can now go ahead and put some ground power here. IC power is nice. And steady and wheel lights to on. We want to do the exterior inspection checklist. That is optional departure here. Wing lights are needed. Dome light, logo light is not needed. So put on the electric lights, and then we continue with our exterior inspection checklist. So let's do a short go around. Okay, we can start with our pros and sensors. Yeah, nothing blocked, looks fine, not damaged, clean. Static pods also. So the dome surface damaged by any birds or any visual structure is not damaged, so everything is fine. The lightning stripes are also fine, nothing damaged. Forward in the door is not simulated, but it's closed here. Chocks are now in place. Tires and wheels are looking fine. Gear structure is also good. Nose wheel light is not simulated, not normally here in this wheel door. Steering assembly is fine. Lockout pin. Oh, phone call in the background. And steering lockout pin is removed. Spin brakes, the snubbers are here, not simulated. They stop spinning wheels. And we continue now with the props and sensors here in front. Good. The emergency window handle is flush and with surface. And go ahead, the doors and access panels here for the external powers here are closed, and this air stays also. Good. Let me look here if there's some problems with the stream. No, I think it's not. Everything's working. Good. Oxygen pressure relief here. So, we continue our exterior inspection. Static part here in front is fine, and the alternate static part also. not damaged. Ramlet is free and extend and open. Dramatic access door is closed. Grand mask is also fine. Exterior lights are now checked. Leading edge flaps fine. So, just a moment. So, I'm back and take a look here at the cone filing curve vortex. That's also fine, and undamaged flange. Fan blades are undamaged. Touch roll sensor here is fine. Oil tank closed. Is here. Thrust reversers are stowed and there's no oil leak. General engine condition is good. The exhaust is also fine. Tail cone is fine. Good. We continue with our right wing. Fuel measuring sticks are flush on surface, so no tinkering, and they do not look outside, so that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the fuel vent tank is also instruction. So leading edge flaps are clear and undamaged. Strobe pipes are fine, and static discharge wicks are also in place. Two of them. Island and trade flaps is looking good, and the trailing edge flaps are also fine. 1, 2, and number 3. Good. Flap fairings are fine. Good. Next, right main gear also chocks in place. Tires looking good. Brakes okay. A little bit rust. Oh, it's okay, fine. Gear structure is okay. Hydraulic lines are now simulated. The inside of the wheel wall door. Hydraulic covers and cables. Looking here. Now we see something more than last stream during the night. Okay. So next doors are closed. Here. Another port, it's fine. This door is closed. Negative pressure relief door is flush on surface. Outflow valve is open. Okay, fine. Probes and sensors here and here looking fine. And the static port vents and pop there are looking fine. Here is another one. Good. Pace kit, not damaged. APR cooling door is nothing unusual. Go to the background of the cockpit of the airplane. And the exhaust is also looking good. Strobe's fine. Undamaged. And the vertical stabilizer on the rudder here. Also another sensor. Left and right elevator, 3 probes with this here on top, one on the left and one on the right side. And the stabilizer fine with the discard rigs. Right and 2 on the left side are fine. Good. Continue ahead. So, doors and hatches are closed, air stairs is closed. This probe sensor here is also fine. Here. And static parts in good condition. So, continue with the left main gear. Also here, chocks in place, tires the same as on the right side. Take a look at the brakes. General condition. Everything is working. No damage there. No oil leaks and so on. Yeah. Fire protection simulated. And the handles are down. Good. And then we go ahead. Flap fairings are on the right side. 1, 2, 3. Damage. Yes, fine. And the aileron flaps. And here are another 2 discharge ridges. And the strobe. Position lightnings. Good. Leading edge flaps. Yes, perfect. Damaged. No icing here in Malaga. Okay, continue. Left wing everything fine. Here also the fuel tank vents. These things. Here. There it is. Nothing unusual. And the 6 measuring sticks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and number 6. So flush and surface. So access panels, although they're closed. Continue now to the right engine, number 1. Here again, as on the left side, the vortex is fine. Fan blades, yeah, I can't spin it, it looks good, no damage. THEESE sensor is fine, and no oil leakage there. Also, the panel is closed, the thrust reverser is stowed, so screws are tightened, and the back and the exhaust tubes good. The fan below, behind is also fine, good. Leading edge flaps, good. Also the lightnings undamaged. Ram inlet is open. Static port is the last thing from the outside exterior inspection. Here also fine. And then we can continue and jump into the cockpit. Half hour for to our departure, though that's fine. So jump in, check, and let's go ahead with our preliminary flight deck inspection and procedures. So let's open the doors, service doors. The front door is also open. We open the back. We can call up our service crews. There they will come. You'll find this in the download link also. And open the cargo doors. Good. All the doors are open. Let's plan our fuel links. So we need, let's take a look here, about 8 tons. Round up to next 100 plus 100 kilo. So fuel balance payload that us to 8 tons. And let's call the service fuel truck. Good. Base. Good. Yes, easy fueling. So let's start our service crews on ground. And panel lighting is not needed. And you see everything with a plus here will be checked by fulfilling the switch the switches, or if you fulfill the next check. So, for example, here emergency exit light will be closed here, and panel lighting will also be checked. So, cabin ground tower tests. Yes, perfect. Now we take here a look at our flaps. Are up and also up here. That's matching. Takeoff config tests. The left one first, the right one. Sound is coming. Gear parking brake is set. Start lever is on cutoff, and job trim looks normal. Good. We continue with the pedestal and go on the cargo fire test. It's fine. Here we can put up the panel lighting, floodlight. Manual G extension door is closed. Halon is full. Extinguisher, we go to the P6 circuit breaker panel. As all, nothing popped. Escape rope and spare valves are closed and the doors are installed. And let's do the flight recorder tests. Mach warning speeds, storm warning tests, 1 and 2. The mix selector FLT. Engine fine, ESC is okay. Door lights not needed, so we put on the GPS. First one from the right side and on the left side. Switch to HESDS. 7 minutes to go. Optional flaps device test. Escape ropes are stored and also P18 circuit breaker panels are looking good. Good. Let's continue with our master lights test. Jump up. Check all the bulbs are in place and there's no one damaged. 2 per each light. If not, you have to call a technician. So, good. Okay, looking good. So, let's do the AP checks. Okay, 1 and 2. This explain 11. Master Brides tests. Highly oxygen mask. On the main panel, that's not needed. Main panel and background a little bit. UTC, norm, and airport and territory. So, terrain. Barometric value. Let's go here. Our cars. We are flying here from Malaga. Lima Echo Mike Golf. And QNH is 1019er. That is fine. So, minimum flat protection altitude, I'm afraid. 1000 feet above our actual height. So, we have 1050 rounded to the next 10 feet. Good. And the first officer also the same test on the right side. Oxygen, short and long tests. No external lights needed. Main panel a little bit up. That's fine. GPS test. And this to UTC. Norm. Airport and territory. Mentions 40. And can stop our service crews on ground. Good. Close the service doors. 1 and 2. And the rear door also. Is it? Back. Horse. Yes. Come on. Ah, still in usage, so. Okay, we can close the back door there. I just have to reload my script here from my external controller, yeah, so hope it's not working again. Okay. We close it manually. H2. H1. Service FT closed. Oh. Good. Good. Okay, we can now continue. Put on the packs and cargo. So, payload. We'll open our pack here, and we have about 160 passengers. Yes, and 1.9 tons of cargo. So, payload is 160X. And we have a complete weight. Looking at my dispatcher. Takeoff and config, weight and balance. 18,200, so 18.2 tons in total. That is what is here also written in Simbrief, so it's fine. So let's start our flight leg. Jump into the FMC. We can now connect to Ivao servers. Flight plan is filled. Jump ahead, connect, and bring up the FMC. So, aircraft model and NADA base is correct. We do our ILS alignment, GPSL, and reference airport is Lima Echo Mike Golf. Routing, and we continue flight to Malaga, which is Golf Charlie Foxtrot Victor, and flight is Terra-Fly 0196 X-ray. Company route will be Lima Echo Mike Golf, Golf Charlie Foxtrot, and Whiskey 01. Activate. Yes. How it's going. Departure. Peepers to Mike out from runway 31. There it is. Pimo to Mike. Papa. Execute, and arrival will be Rosic 303 Sierra out of runway 01. So -1 and Rosie 3 Sierra. There it is. So take a look at the charts.
Welcome aboard. As you find your seat, please stow your larger carry-on luggage in the overhead bin and place any smaller items under the seat in front of you. We suggest stowing your rollerboards on this aircraft with the handle and first wheels out.
Victor.
Let a flight attendant know if you need any help. On this flight, we offer personal device entertainment, one of United's private screening options.
ILS
Zulu. Let a flight attendant know. We'd be happy to provide one. You may use your small, lightweight devices such as mobile phones, tablets, and e-readers.
So,
while we're parked at the gate, larger devices
let's take a look where we're coming from. Arrival.
May be used until we're ready to depart. At that time, they must be stowed either under the seat in front of you or in an overhead
There
compartment.
we'll come from. And
seated in an exit row. Please review the exit row
I think it will be
responsibilities on
tender.
the safety card. A flight attendant will be coming through shortly to ensure you're comfortable with these responsibilities. Flight attendants, please brief
so
your
taut.
exit.
Okay, initial approach is so tight. So, front. Planning mode. Let's check the route. Yes, looking good. Then the arrival. We can take a look at this later. Huh? Tender. Can we come there from Tender? Tender also, we can do this. Tender's initial approach. Runway 01 arrivals, enough, yes. Cool. Okay. That is okay. I'm the wrong. I was on the wrong runway. I thought of this. Approach ILS Zulu runway 1. So now. Yeah, that makes more sense. So that. Okay, now it's matching. So, good. Reference origin is set, flight number is set, airways routing set, departure and arrival routing is set. Route had now did discontinuity, yes, now discontinuity. Activate is also zero fuel weight, so we'll jump in and go to zero fuel weight. We will expect here recording 61.3 tons. And reserves for alternate and FINRES, so 1.4 2.4, 2.5, 2.5 tons. Cost X is 35 and flight level will be 360. So crosswind, there's the top of climb, is 3112, 312 is 59. And ISA deviation is minus +1, also the 1 here. So top of climb and transition altitude for the departure is on the charts. Let me look here. Yeah, 6,000. That's matching. Fine. So transition altitude set. First waypoint after top of climb. You can check this. That will be Rabat. So we go now to the map page and Lex, ATE data and research Rabat. Rabat, there it is. And our average wind for the exact FMC fuel calculation on page 1 is 322 with 39 knots. So, good. It's fine. Oh, we also check here the progress page. That the route is nearly matching. So on 783 articles and we have 779, so the short thing there between, that's no problem. 4 nautical miles difference. So that's good. We continue now with our overhead scan flow. So flight controls and spoilers are also on norm, yaw temperature on. Nav is normal. Looking good. Fuel, yes, we have a little bit of the tank, but we have below 400 kilos, so the center tanks are still off at this place. Otherwise, you may get a risk of some air fuel dances in the wings in the center tank, and you do not want to risk explosion or fire due to the takeoff. So the center tanks stay off below 463 kilograms. So crossfeed valve, check. Open and close. Electrical switches, IPU Chen. Working fine. Refueling is completed, I hope. Yes, refueling is completed. So, and now switch the faster belts to on. And we put on the window heats.
Captain has to on the fasten seatbelt sign. We do ask that all passengers take your seat at this time and please fasten your seatbelt.
Fine above 2,800.
Just as a reminder, we cannot leave the van until current items are properly put away. All
Cabin
overhead
pressure
bins are
difference
closed
is
and all the
0.
passengers are seated.
Yes, it is. Climbing is 0. Let's go ahead to the trim air. We have now 21 degrees, so it's okay, fine, warm. So we put one to the left, one to the right. We want to aim 28 degrees, or one to the left. Good. Okay. Air conditioning to auto. Flight level 360. And the landing altitude will be 50 feet. Rounded to the next 50. So, good. Check that the rest of the lights are off. Local light is not needed. Ignition is on. Taxi and also lights are off. Good. Looking at our departure. Expected PMOS to pop up, so we climbed there on our radial 313 outbound. That is what we go now. 313 heading, and also on the course 313, and then up to the Malaga NDB and turn right, heading 154, and then also on the Malaga VOR outbound 214. That is what we did there as raw data backup on 4. Okay, that is set. So, flight directors to on. Initial climb will be flight level 90. Set. Plus 100 because we have no clearance from ATC. That's a reminder. So standby altimeters, local QNH, what we have at the moment, 1019er. This here also, 1019er. Good. ADF we can tune in. Auto brakes to RDO. N1 and speed revs are normal. Reset the fuel rate. Continue, go ahead there. Down to our departing initial comp frequencies. And let me look what we have expect there at the moment. Now ADC controller is offline, so we stayed there on Unicom. That's fine. Enough frequencies. We need the 11355 for Puerto, Malaga, and also the 1120 as a second VOR, and NDB 350. So, set. Good. That's one code we will change now to the given one. B60, that's my personal. If I do not get any ATC controllers online, so I will change it to 360. So, 361. So, okay. Reach FE2. Let's close the doors. Good. Flight deck is closed. I will put on now our FS Airlines client here in the background for my virtual airline. So, automation, fly, fuel up. Yes, and fly. So, okay, it's started, and we can continue with the briefings. So, arrival and departure. That is what I expect there on runway 31. So, we continue taxiing here out of our gate 50, you know, standing on gate 50, and take a pushback there. Our 6 Charlie, 6 Alpha, and go ahead there down. I think to Alpha, yes, Alpha ISO, and then they're down to our 31. Yes. HS1. So, good. And then as expected. So, ground distance we have checked, also the landing fuel, that is enough, 3.1. We'll check that here, our flight plan. Yes, that's looking fine. 2.7, we have 3.1, so looking good. Route is executed, yes it is. A pop-up. QNH and local time is set there to UTC. Taxi route is discussed, runway departure also. Let's check if there are some restrictions on the SID. Lex page. So GM. No, not real. Everything's fine. No, no real restrictions. Good. So, normal checklist. We'll start now. IS monster is enough. Geofence the roof. Flight test is checked. Oxygen status. Your number is on. Dispatch speed on normal. Fuel is 7.8 to quiet and 7.9 on board. Fuel pumps are on. Center is off. Capitally IFE is on. This here, and IFE is also on. Yes, perfect. Emergency lights are fast belts on. Window heating on. Air conditioning pressure is auto and packs are on. Yes. Mode selector is on auto. Yes, it is. Start trim cutout switches are normal. We will have final checked. Radius is standby and radius, rudder and aileron trims is 3 and 0. Yes, it's always 0 here. So, we can continue now. Do the announcement. Hello, say. And let's drive away our crew. Close the doors. Move the air stairs, close the doors. And we start the APU.
For those of you that are interested in listening to the communications between us and air traffic control, United Airlines is the only major airline that will allow you to do that. You'll be able to tune into Channel 9 of our audio entertainment system. And we'll have Channel 9
if you have questions, do not hesitate to come into the chat. I've seen there are some questions or some saying hello. Sorry, I was very busy in the beginning, and I'm new to the stream, so I will have to take a look there some more often. I'm working on this. So feel free to join the chat or our Discord server here. So take a look at our flight time. This time we have a little bit more than less than last time. So about 2 hours. So 0 fuel weight. We're now actual, but that's quite fine. So gross weight is within flight range. We will check this also here. Gross weight 69.3 is now between the middle, so that's fine. So execute the performance. Yes, and put on the APU blade 2. Yes. Generators are available. It's not connected. Outside temperature is 21 degrees. So we go to the limit page 21 and let's do our performance calculation there. Let me check. Weight and balance. That latest meter there. Wind is 320 with 9 knots. Wind is coming from 270 to variable 350. Side is more than 10 kilometers. Fuel clouds of 4,500. And come on, it is. Yes, 21 degrees. QNH 101 so no significant changes in this. And let's calculate. He says. So we get flaps 5 departure with 22k and zoom temperature of 31 degrees. So 31 degrees. Takeoff 2, flaps 5. Center of gravity must be 27.9. We will match there. Do weight and balance. Payload 27.9. That's correct. And let's take a look here where it's in the range. So it's fine. Landing weight is below. So fuel weight is below, and after empty weight is also fine. So good. There's no NADP1 or NADP2 departure for this airport, so the cutback is off at the moment. We will now enter the runway heading. This is 313 and slope plus 0.2%. So 313 is up 0.2 and 313 for the heading. So one-way wind is 320 with 9er. Yes, fine. Oh, it's 21 degrees, though that's good. And performance and one limits. Take off. Yes. Yes. Dry runway. And we have 144, 144, 149. Let's match here. Yes, 144, 144, 150 is what I calculate my performance to. So there's only one difference. So we'll set 150. So good. Step trim wheel is 5 units. Set. Thrust back is not required. Thrust reduction is not required because we do not have a noise agreement departure. So checklist. We continue from the FNC. PA is completed. FMC CDU is set. 144, 144, 149, 0 for the NYC bucks, and 150 in or 149 in the Yasma set. So that's calculating fine. EFB do not, so we let them open. Phones are off, window heats and cockpit doors closed, and passengers are here. So before start, a checklist above the line is completed. Good. Let's go ahead and anti-collision lights into on. Set the parks to off and do our next checklist here. Air conditioning packs is off. Anti-collision lights on. Parking brake is set. Transponders out off. Yes. So before start checklist below the line is completed. And let's take a look if there's some ADC controller available at the moment. No, there isn't. So let's plan our pushback ground service, and we do now here by the pushback request it
first.
Please
tell me where you want to go.
So.
Ground to cockpit. Tau is driving up.
Good.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
We'll do our pushback here.
So your carry-on item either under the seat in front of you or in an overhead compartment. We suggest stowing your rollerboard bag in the overhead compartment wheels first. If you need help, ask the flight attendant. We'll be happy to assist. You may use your small lightweight devices such as mobile phones, tablets, and e-riders while we're parked in the gate. Large devices such as laptops and DVD players may be used until we're ready to depart. Ahead time they must be stowed either under the seat in front of you or an overhead compartment. To get fastest Wi-Fi enabled, you can take the next start today's flight. Get access to United.com free of charge. Check flight status.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Plus, these are feature more space and are reserved for our Mileage Plus Premier members or for customers who have purchased these seats in advance. If you'd like to purchase
Yeah, come on.
Plus seating on this flight, please ask the flight attendant for more details. If you're seated in an exit seat, please review the exit row responsibilities on the safety card. If you're unable or prefer not to perform these functions, please contact your flight attendant. Be happy to find you another seat. Thank you for your attention and welcome on board.
Tau connected and bypass being inserted. Release parking brake.
So let's go ahead.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
ATC controller is not available. We do our pushback now, and we start engine number 2. Okay, in the background now, I think I can remove the checklist for now. I always use this view to show up the exterior inspection checklist, but better for me in the flight. Do not use it. So go there. Explain 11. Aircraft. So my personal one. Or private. Good. Reload my checklist here. Reload. Yes. So. Good. You fire up engine number 1. Go here. Where we are. There we are. So we continue there. Radio 6 and all the way down to GHS1. So, go. 25% and 1. So, set now at 9,000 feet for the altitude.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
There's another one in departure. Fine. So we're gonna add and continue with our flow. So this to off. APU is off. Propeats off. Disconnect. And hex to auto. Blades off. And we are ready. Wait for the next information then that the bypass pin was removed. And there's no one working there on the gear. So do not touch anything.
Disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Maybe you will get version 3.4 for your flight. Oh, maybe. I just looked before my flight, and there wasn't only 3.3 Charlie available a half hour before, so maybe he... Mama? Yeah. So, there is with the bypass pin. Good, then we now can continue. So, full forward, full backward, full left center, full right center, flaps 5. Full left rudder, full left rudder, and check. Recall. Yes, no issues. Also there, no issues. And we can now continue taxiing with taxi lights on, runway lights on. And let's take a look at last. Oh. No, there's no one arrival, so we continue now taxiing. Short takeoff config test. Negative. Very good. Takes about 30% and 1. For me it feels much more natural if I do not use a checklist. If you know each point, that's better to use it without it. So if you're new to the airplane, I recommend this, and if you want to be an expert on flying the exact procedures, use my checklist. And yeah, I think there's much more to do than you expect. So, R06 Bravo. So, now a little bit more thrust. good. Looking good. What's his ground speeds? If it's already moving, then there's less thrust needed, so you can stand on idle until the end of the runway. So, there's no plane coming to the airport, and let's continue. Strobes are steady. Weather radar and terrain radar. Autopilot on VNAV, LNAV, and put it to Terra. Yes. And then clear left and clear right. Landing lights are off. On. Little bit of left thrust. So good, we're ready to go. So set 40% N1, put the GT timer to 0. Wait the thrust coming. And toga. Takeoff thrust 92.0, indications normal.
$80 knots. Positive rate.
Oh, a little passy here. So, climb up. G up.
400.
And was the written gusty winds there? The variable was the winds. So, 400.
1000.
Flaps up. We'll fly this manually, it's fine. Flaps 1. And now flaps up. Yes. Good. So, command A. Autopilot is on. Gear to up. Auto brakes to off. Coming to the after start checklist. So, engines off. Auto brakes. Engine start switches to auto. Air conditioning is set to auto. Auto on off. So we can now release the cabin crew. Just heading back. Looks beautiful, flying in the daytime. So, over the weekend that's possible. That's SSTIF Global, so if anyone wants to look how it looks, so it looks, so I think SSTIF Global looks fantastic. If you do not want to use auto photos for the performance or so. So we're above 10 degrees, so there's no problem with the visible moisture here of the clouds. No anti-ice is needed.
Thousand to go.
Okay, we'll stay there on 9,000 for a minute. So we'll be about a 2 hours flight there to Malaga. Flying over Portugal and quite nice. So, reaching 9,000, start the timer, 1 minute. After takeoff checklist, engine bleeds are on. Archimex auto landing gear is up and off and the flaps up, no light, so after takeoff checklist completed. Good. Dial in our cruising altitude, 360. Yes, perfect. Oh, fantastic. Great to see that on daytime. Normally I can fly only in the evening, so that's nearly darkness. So, 1 minute, dial, it's ultimate button pushed, and we'll climb to cruising altitude, and on then 10,000 feet your pre-cruise checks. So, feet. Local light is also off. We check again. Gear pumps are okay so far. We can now switch on the center tanks for the rest of the fuel. EGT. It's okay. Differential pressure is 4.1 units climbing. So auto bleeds are off. APU bleed is off and bleeds left and right is also on, so we can release the crew and the packs. Good. Switch to cruise mode. Continue with our climb. And let's take a look in there in the chit. Yes, gear pump. Now it's off. Rest is used. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in here to the stream. would be nice to see, and if you put a follow or subscribe to the channel to grow this community here. And yeah, if you have questions what I've used, add-ons or sceneries, yeah, take a look at the description. So, my checklist for the flight track for A320 and the Zibo mod here, it's also linked below. And yeah, if you want, you can come to my Discord channel, my private Discord channel, when you follow the link in the description. And yeah, would be nice to see you there. Good, doing fine. Let's clear our charts here. And as said, we later want to go to Fuerteventura. Good. But we need also the airport charts. Parking stands. Take a look at the general briefings. Okay. It's fine. General condition, parking, auxiliary power units, and general condition at arrival. Right hand circuit, okay, birds on the right side circles. Mit Farmica, yeah. So my little girl here. Okay. Let's continue. Reaching flight level 200, so we know that is the medium. Cruise is also set. Can now put a level of message. So now we'll take a little coffee and we'll be back in a minute. So, back in the cockpit. And some coffee here, that's fine. On this Sunday afternoon. 3:30 here in Germany. And no snow last stream, so everything is fine. What we can do now? Reaching flight level 300. And the next step is here with the banks back to the 10 degrees. So if you have if you put this to manual mode, oh, it's dial our heading here, I forget. If you put on the banks and you switch to heading select, then you may get some bank problems and you get a stall if you put this or let this here to 25 degrees or so, and that's in this altitude you have less air density, and so keep it on 10 degrees so you won't have any problems there if you dial in a manual mode and switch to another heading. Come on, my little guy. Come here. No? Okay. We can continue with some plannings. There's Fuerteventura. So we continue there. Fly over the coast, and Canary. We will, I think, 1.5 hours. Let's take a look here at our legs page progress. Expecting in Fuerteventura at 16:06 Zulu, so 1.5 hours. Yeah, fine. There's chrono not needed anymore. 80 minutes since departure. When we reach our cruise altitude, we may back and plan our descent to calculate our descent point and so on.
Thousand to go.
So we're reaching now our top of climb. Yes. And where's our next waypoint? As expected. Sierra Lima Kilo. 68 nautical miles. There it is. Oh no, there's our next waypoint, the RPT. Oh. Look at the beautiful coast. Okay, so let us tune in our wind calculations. As expected from our flight plan here in the brief. Let's take a look where the top of descent is actually is. Because Zibo changed at the newest update the calculation and respects also the QNH calculation there at the descent patch. We go to the forecast and set this QNH value, and now it will be working to calculate the top of climb, top of descent, and correctly. So let's tune in our descent winds, which is already working. We are now on flight level 360, so I'm in the 300, 200, and 100, and put in the winds. So 3. 001 and 021. I do not enter 350 due to the fact that we are already on flight level 360 and we set our average wind, so as he knows till the top of descent where the actual overhead average wind, so this is only for the descent calculation there. Then we get an exact fuel at the end of our approach. So 310, 001, there's 22 knots. 22 knots. So at level 200 is 008. It's 15 knots. Flight level 100 is 020. It's 9 knots. Good. QNH actual. There, Fuerteventura, Golf Charlie, Foxtrot Victor, UNH 1022, let's take a look at there, 050 is 12 knots, visibility more than 10 kilometers, few clouds on 2121 degrees. Find one. QNH 1022. Can set this here also. 22. Now put this on standby. Here 022. Good. And let's check our transition altitude and arrival, which is 6,000 feet. And we'll now go to my calculation sheet. As you may know, the last stream I created this to expect your wind calculations for the approach, the headwind component, and also you can now easily calculate your transition level. We have 060 as transition altitude and QNH of 1022, so we are 1000. We need to add 1000 feet there to our transition altitude to get our transition layer. So it's 070. And let's execute. That's fine. And let's take a look here. We have 3,462 meters, so a very long runway. Take a look at our fuel calculation. So, expecting we will burn 3 tons of fuel till our departure, so we will reduce this in the FMC, so 64.2 tons. And put in a 30 degrees flaps landing, which is 3,600 meters. 30 degrees is standard flaps. So, correction. We first at +5. Let's take a look what we expect. According to this sheet, you will find this also in the download description. Our arrival heading is 006, and our wind comes from 050 with 12 knots. That's very fine to calculate. Our headwind component. So we have an off track there from about 44 degrees, so we use here 45. And we have 12 knots here. So we also add +5. If the wind is stronger, 18, then we have to add more, 7. But at the moment it's wind correction +5 for the correct approach wind component. Because we will fly a manual approach, so we need we have +50% of the headwind component, and this is already calculated as 50% headwind component. They do not have to use any calculator. There are no guests, so we do not need to add 10 knots, so that's quite fine with +5. Let's take a look at the crosswinds. 45 degrees and 12 knots, so we have 9 winds of crosswind. So we are absolutely fine within the limits. So back, and the crosswind limits are 33 knots for manual landing and 10 knots for an auto land Cat 3 Bravo, and 20 knots for Cat 2, Cat 3, category 3 are 20 knots, so with 9 knots we are absolutely fine. Good. Let's take a look what the performance is also calculating here in the Zibo mod. 050 is 12 knots. 050 is 12 knots. This is one thing I know. I reported to Zibo. If you wrote something wrong here, you can add the slash, and you have to close this, open this again. 050. That is possible to add the slash again. So out will be 21 degrees, and QNH is 1022. 1022. Arriving runway. Zero 1, yes. Landing rate 64.2, as expected. And it's calculating rerev +5 as we did with our charts. And you will see that the headwind component is 9 knots. Yeah? So headwind is 9 knots, the half is round up 5 knots. Yeah? That is what we had here with the charts. So 45 degrees, 12 knots is already 50%, and now it's 5 knots what we enter here as rear F. And yeah, here the crosswind component. We said 12 knots. It's round up to the next 100, to the next value, so it's 9, and it's here calculating 8. My calculation was also with one above, so if you the round up feature. Good. Flaps 30 landing. Entering with this. Air conditioning system will be on auto. And we can use the full runway. I think auto brakes one was quite fine. Take a look at our charts. The arrival. Airport. Runway 01 from below. Yes, and I think we can use here Echo 4 as the fast exit, or Echo 3 if we need. But yeah, there's another way left. So outer brakes one with the way to go. So we reach our waypoint here. Progress wedge, Romeo, Bravo, Tango. Fuel 5.7, 5.6 tons at the moment. Compare this to our sim brief, how exact we are. So 5.6, it's matching. And let's take a look how much fuel we used. 2.31, yes, tank at 20 kilos above our calculated value, but this is also round up or round down to the next 100 kilos, so we are absolutely fine and in range as expected by sim brief. If you have some questions, come to the chat or Discord here and write me. I will try to answer as best as possible. By the way, let's take a look at our Discord servers. No one actually here, so fine. What advance of I will put there the next upcoming streams and release some beta updates for the Xchecklist. So if you will be up to date, just jump into my Discord server and connect there, get the latest informations and updates due to the checklist for the Flight Factor A320 and also here for the Zibo mod. Or any updates on my working project, for example here the stickers for the thrust levers from Zytec, or the ground crew and everything else I'm working on. So where we are at the moment. Yes, okay, good. So some flights, some flight hours are needed. Maybe you will hear my little girl there in the background. That's totally normal here in daytime. Okay, when I see this, I think then autofocus are much better than as SFD Global, yeah? Look also the same, but I don't, it looks better with a standard X-plane. We were so excited when flying there on Microsoft 2020. Which we may can expect there end of this year, I think. So, top of descent, 400 nautical miles ahead. Nearly in 50 minutes. We can check our routing there for the arrival, because there are also some restrictions also. So, we will come there from Rusik, I think. Yes, Rusik. And it will be the Rusik Frisia arrival via tender. So, tender flight level 240. 240 knots and flight level 104. And we have to be there on Needham at 220 knots and between 6,000 and 8,000 feet. So, 8,000 below, 6,000 above. Perfect, 220 knots. And all the way down. Yes, perfect. Up to Sodat. So maybe if there's a ADC controller, we get a shortcut to Sodat, I think. .220 below, 5,000 above. Also okay. And max to 20, yes. D-max at 2,700 above, yes. Lirbu, 2,700 above. Below, okay, or below, descending. Okay, distance 7.4, so ILS is not so long, but enough time to be there in our landing configuration. Landing frequency 109er 50. And we first dial in the tune of 006. Good. And now let's check what the FMC says. So it also says 006. I think so the charts are nearly updated. Yes, November 19. So you may see there's some difference in the approach course. Just a moment here. So I'm back. My little girl's a little bit sleepy, so she's quite angry. Normal. What I said was talking about the approach landing course. Yes. you may notice the difference between the FMC and the approach chart, yeah? And the difference is due to the Earth's magnetic rotation, and the charts will be updated once in every 2 years, so depending how fast the changes will be, normally about 1 decrease per year. So as I see, the approach cost is matching 006, so I can expect that this chart is nearly updated. So 8th of November 2019, that's 3 months, and everything is fine, or 4 months, I don't know. And yes, if it's 18, so you will see there maybe some more 005, for example, on the charts. Or 007. Yeah. Good. We talked about the approach. 2.3 tons. Let's update the actual weight. So 2.3 tons per burn. So 64.4. No, 2.3 tons it was. So 64.3 tons to go. Yes. So approach speed will be 147 with 5, which is also now in the PFD. Mention the heading. Next waypoint is Pelax. Let's continue and watch our fuel in a few seconds. Compare this. Let's dial in our decision altitude height, which is actually there in category Charlie for an ice landing, 292 feet. Yes, set. And runway visibility range is 1,300 meters, and yes, we have above 10 kilometers, so everything's fine there. Pelax, okay. Pelax, the next waypoint. 5.1 and used 2.8 tons. Just a few seconds. As you can see, if you enter the average winds, these values normally will match if you use a weather add-on like ASXP or what they're named. I'm personally using ASXP due to the current winds, so it's fine, and all the values are matching. So we have now 2.8 tons, and if we instead of used now, we are 2.76 kilos, so we are 40 kilos below. Pelax, that's quite fine. What are the winds saying? Well, 321 with 51, and 321 with 45, so 10 degrees of difference and 6 knots, so that is actually fine. Landing altitude is something we set there, so decent checklist. Landing altitude is checked. Auto brakes, we said this was 1 as calculated, because we're doing later landing data re-ref. 147 with 5 knots also. We will have some time. So let's take a look. I heard that Zibo updated as I done my preparation here. The cockpit. Let's take a look at how fast he was. Now it's 3.3933 Charlie. So the version is actual. The latest version. But don't know. Someone said version 3.4 for your flights. So that's the latest actual version. 33 Charlie. This must be Morocco, I think. Here. Yes. The huge lake here. Marrakesh, okay. Well, then the half route, I think. Started here from Malaga, and we got Fuerteventura, so halfway. Not really halfway. Let's take a look at our cabin. I need a coffee. Ah, that's fine. Hello, thank you very much. Hello, hello. I like that here. Yeah, free space? Yes. Okay. I think I also updated delivery and put this online in the description. I take a look at it. But I thought I update this and send it to the description links there. Let me look. The chat description. Checklist, wind informations. Yes, my Zibo livery. Yes, I also added this. So, if you want to have this livery here for the cabin and for the outside view, you can go into the description, download this, and from my Google Drive. That's normally for my virtual airline I created, but feel free to download if you want. So I created this as personal video for my also here the Terra this plane here. I think it's quite nice. Good. Where we are now, Mapa. Progress bridge. Heading is still on magnetic braking course. What we can expect in the arrival. We have puppies on both sides and a rail with high gels. Circling, if necessary, is not authorized west of the airport. So, no here, but on the right side. Missed approach, climbing radial 006 on Fuerteventura, Ivao. Then go into holding over tender. Yeah. So that's very good. So we can dial in 11410 on the missed approach. so they are on standby. And due to the good weather, I will expect that we don't need any autopilot landing on catch 1 or 2. So we can now dial in the missed approach course there on 067. Autopilot B, because if you're doing an ILS landing or so, you can dial in only once. Only for the full autopilot landing you need the second course, the second autopilot, where the frequencies are matching. So I do not need this for the arrival, only once. So I will put down there the standby frequency for autopilot B active. Yeah. And if we are going to the missed approach, yeah, then I will switch on autopilot B and we are ready to go to Linda if we have an FMC failure, yeah, and do the raw data backup navigation. Good. This approach altitude is 4,000 feet. And ILS will be on 2,500. Glide slope 3 degrees. So approach speed we have calculated here is 152. So we'll be here in the middle, about 800 feet per minute. Descending speed. And that's fine. Good. Let us take a look at the airports. We will be there at Echo 4, I think, and leave the entryway there via Tango 2, Tango 3, Tango 4, and let's go to the terminal here. I think we will get here gate 22 if possible. Yes, I think gate 22 would be nice. Good. So approach briefing is discussed or completed. Continue to our approach checklist if we are in the descent mode. What is this here? There we are. Be Marrakech, I think. Yeah, looks like Marrakech here. That's no runway, but there. Marrakech airport. Okay. Good. Our type of descent is coming into range. Update our MEDIS informations. Yeah, a little bit less. Before it was 12 knots. Edge is the same, so. Latest meter was 14:30, so 45 minutes ago. take a look what is there to Fuerteventura. Can we take a look at the chart prefix? Maybe I've added some wind information there. Destination Fuerteventura between today and tomorrow from 9 o'clock till 9 o'clock. General wind of 050 is 30 degrees, so runway 01 will stay there. 9,000. No really cloud there. Visibility is good. Yes. Everything is fine. Good. So I think we do not need the alternative. Take a look there. There's no icing. Up to flight level 390, only on the north side. And let's take a look at the winds. So, wind will come from north there. So we get some winds from behind. That's fine. And we are below the turbo powers. That's also good. If you climb through or down to the turbo bus, you will notice some turbulence, some rumbling there in the plane. So try to fly below or above the turbo powers and there won't be any issue for you. So Mapa was the waypoint we had there. Yeah. Good. Ah, looks fantastic here. Great marks and mountains. Ah, there it is. Looking great. Good. So, time of descent 223 nautical miles up to the top of descent. What we have to do also there, so we added the descent winds and everything on there, and we need to get in the fixturings for the arrival. So the arrival runway will be 01, I think. Yes, runway 01. So it's at runway 01. If you have left or right, just type in L or R behind. And the rails as usual. /10 to be there in perhaps 5 condition, and 4.5 to be established with the full configs, and our manual descent point there, flight level 360. So we do the sub roll, flight level 36 3 times, so we have 90 and 108, and we had 10 nautical miles for the level off at flight level 100, so it will be 18. And let's take a look here. You will see now the distance rings for our manual calculated descent point is a little bit ahead of our tip of descent due to the winds are coming. So we can start here with our manual descent. But that's fine. Good. The latest beta. Any updates? Still fine. 102. Good, we added the ILS frequencies, the missed approach frequencies. We set the courses and the missed approach courses. We set the outer brakes as calculated. Outer brakes 1. Expecting an approach speed of 152. And we have a long runway there, so will be fine to see or to do a landing there on daylight. Can't remember that last time it was, I think, 2 or 3 months ago. Normally I can fly only in the evening when the kids went to bed and wives is in front of the TV. And then I can do some flights here and streaming. By the way, support the stream if you want. I created this YouTube channel some weeks ago. Also here for explaining something about the checklist, informing about the updates, and if you want to get connected to me, and yeah, it will be nice if you subscribe and pull up the thumbs up, and also come here to the chat and also on my Discord channel, yeah, and then we can discuss. Also do a stream together if you want, yeah. Maybe we can do a stream or flight together, then we will come to the Discord channel and we will stream live together. It would be nice to see some pilots here flying with me, flying on Ivao. That would be awesome. So, where we are at the moment? At the airport. There will be the airport. Yes. There it is. And that is the reason why circling is only allowed on the right side. There we have a restricted area. Maybe there's the plant or anything else. That you can fly over, so circling if necessary is only allowed on the right side according to the approach chart. So Fuerteventura, we are here now, coming closer, leaving the rocks, coming to the coast. Fine. There's also a fantastic tool here, GJFBS Wizard, especially if you fly online and have some troubles when you try to reach your FPS. You have to do some configs there, but there's also a great wizard to go through, and you can leave this in there on auto, yeah, and it will try to reach your adjusted value, and it will try to reach every times above 30 FPS. So this is really good, and yeah, I like that too. So we adjust our heading. It's from the right side. If you're new to this plane, or haven't seen the Boeing, how to handle the Boeing, just follow the description if you're flying X-plane and want to try to reach to fly this Boeing 737 the Zibo mod, and want to follow the full flight procedure checklist to doing exactly what the pilots are doing in real life, then follow my description, get my official checklist. And this interactive and will be transferred in game. Yeah, looks like this here, for example. And normally it will auto fill everything you set up during the flight. If, for example, if you switch on gear pumps, it will check everything on this there in the checklist. So beginning from cold and dark till cold and dark, and so in every phase we will be guided and supported for the full flight procedures that you will exactly do what the real pilots will do in real life. So they created this with some real 737 pilots were next to me, and I was there in the simulator, and we tried to do this as best as possible, that this procedures will match the real life procedures. So it's not 100%, but I think 99%, and yeah, every other situation is depending on what airport you're using and approach or the standard flight. There are also some non-standard checklist integrated. I will show you something there, for example. This is my personal only for the exterior inspection, but I also added here some non-normal procedures. For example, the go-around with approach procedure. Yeah? If you are pulling then this little button here for the takeoff config for go-around, here or right one, yeah. Then this when you are in approach config, this go-around procedure checklist will open that will follow the restrictions. Also for the US checklist. Or if you're doing a takeoff and you get a takeoff config warning, for example, if you have something not fully corrected, for example, the yaw damper is off, this will happen, for example, if you get closely off from a Macy power, yeah, if you're on gates and just connected the jam buses too early, and then the yaw damper is just off, and then you will try to do a takeoff warning and you will get a takeoff warning because the yaw damper is still off. Miss that, and if you are a specific speed, the reject takeoff checklist will open. Also, if you have some issues, for example, engine fire or an operation of this, this rejected takeoff checklist will open automatically, and that you can continue exactly what you have to do for a rejected takeoff. There's integrated after rejected takeoff procedure that you leave the runway and what to do. Also some engine fire and damage separation checklists. When you have fire in the air at the moment, you can follow the engine fire separation checklist that is from the official UH checklists. Written down here, that is interactive. You do not have to search inside the books. What to do exactly, what you need to do if you have an engine failure or separation or damage. is really fine. I had this once with my virtual pilot, yeah. As we flown, he was flying a 757, and made a departure, and also integrated this checklist in his 757. This is also working because Boeing is nearly exactly the same, and he's copying all the checklists into his Boeing planes and my Airbus A320 checklist in his Airbus planes. So he will follow the guidelines and the checklist exactly. And yeah, and then he got an engine failure after the takeoff. Some birds crashed into his engine, yeah, and he popped up the engine fire damage separation checklist and put the step by step. Yeah, it's not the same place as in the 737, but he can also proceed as same as here because it's the same checklist for the Boeings. And yeah, he tried to manage to get the plane back into the airport following this checklist. He was very happy that this works right as well. I got this question there yesterday in my A320 thread. And if someone asked if it's possible that you can use this checklist there in the new flight flag A321. Yes, you can. Maybe the checks, the auto checks won't work, where the plus codings are here, yeah, but you can manually check this here. And I recommend to put this on a mouse pad, for example. So yeah, this is only my personal checklist I use for the exterior inspection procedure to show you something, and some reminders there. My official checklist is much more longer, and will be there downloadable in the description or linked in the Zibo mod. Also, there is optional download. Follow instructions till installation and my recommendations how to install this and what you have to set there that it works correctly, and if you do this you will be fully guided. So good, let's take a look how far we are. Time of descent 180 nautical miles. So we have done all the descent preparation, but we will short speed this through. Normally we do this in about 80 nautical miles, 100 nautical miles, achieving the top of descent. But you can do this also earlier. Good. By the way, if you do not know how to see the winds coming from, or the wind components, which may be needed for some circlings, for example, where you need the wind calculations and where it's coming from, if it's headwind or crosswind or tailwind, then can you go to progress page and back on page 2, and then you will see the components. Actually, we have got 6 knots headwind and right 30 knots crosswind. Also, they will find the ESA deviation, which is minus 56 degrees, which is important to decide to switch on the anti-ice system during cruise. If you are in cruise level and maybe there's some clouds you will fly through, and if you are below 44 degrees, 41 degrees, minus 41 degrees, you have to put on the anti-ice system. Above this is not needed. So if you are, for example, in flight level 300 or below, it could be possible that this either deviation is the static outside temperature is below minus 41 degrees. So this needs to be checked during the flight. Good. So just to again now all the procedures we have done till the descent. So, reservation landing altitude, 50 feet. That is what we expect there. With the read is the landing altitude, 37 feet. Up there is next 50. And yeah, the next thing is the altimeters. Check the latest meter. Auto brakes, we'll check also then again. QNH has changed to 1021. Changes now. 021. And go to the forecast one. Oh, good. No, 1021 for the QNH. Go to the charts. And I think we have 6,000 feet there from the transition altitude and the arrival. And 1021 is a plus 1,000 feet for the transition layer, so 070 is the way to go. These winds we also added there. Here. 310, 1 with 21, 20 is 8 with 15, and 100 with 20 and 9. So these winds are set, fixed. Information radials also set /10 for the arrival /5 configuration /4.5, which will be shown as for the full config landing procedure to state their configs, and the sum rule of 3 times your flight level plus 10 nautic miles for the level off, which is 118 for the manual descent ring. Yeah, here is also fine, so we can start there on the show. Slow descent. So I think we are ready. Just discuss about the charts here. We'll come there for music, pre-Sierra arrival. Needham, we need to be there at flight level, below flight level 80 and above 6,000 feet at 220 knots. So we have to descend earlier, that's why descent is also quite fine. And the initial approach fix is we are zoned out at 220 knots above 5,000 feet. Check this also here. At above 5,000 feet, 220 below. And this is very good. And then we continue. We are zoned out over D-Max and Lirbu above 1,700 feet up to Fuerteventura. And the missed approach is up to 10 there with 67 upper radial of Fuerteventura. So we also set the additional altitude height of 292. Category Charlie, expecting 3 degrees of slope with approach speed of 150 knots. So we've got a speed rate, descent rate of 800 feet per minute. Hub is on the left, on the right side rails. This approach circling in general is on the right side. And yeah, looking good. So we can tune in Fuerteventura Tower if ATC will come online. Get our landing clearance. 118 of 75. Yes, correct. Let's check if there is some ATC control online at the moment. Fuerteventura no, Las Palmas, Gran Canaria, Tenerife. This will be one of our next departures, next flights. But at the moment it's Fuerteventura and there's no ATC controller online at the moment. So there's our airport here. And let's check if there's someone departing for the arrival that we have to contact to. Oh, there's only someone boarding way ahead, so everything's fine. We are ready for the descent. Okay. And the charts. Flight level 8,000 below. This is something we're done in now. 8,000 below. By the way, I'm using an external MCP, but I also added a solution A cheap solution for an external MCP. We have some external DJ equipment as MIDI controller. Yeah, you'll find this right in the forums. If you follow my description or my checklist, also you will see there a link to when you want to have a cheap MCP, yeah, which is not hundreds of euros, but 40 or 50 euros, depending on how cheap you get this controller, and you can use this also, and this works very fine. Good. Some of descent is coming. We will start our manual descent at our calculated points, so we go to the descent page, then there will pop up a descent now button when we are in the range of, I think, 10 or 21. Let's start the manual descent. So, we need to do also there, change the lighting, so take off and landing and right. And you can set there. Check our fuel on the landing fuel. It will be 700, 900 kilos. So 900 from now is 64 tons at the arrival, which will give us a speed of 147 knots. It's 067 from level. This means 5 knots in direction. Correct. Check out brake calculations again. Fuel weight and balance performance. Landing. 6 0 0 6 knots. Yes. NH 1021. Also still 21 degrees, so it's fine. Speed is 61. Right. Left 30 is still there. Yes, it's about brakes one. It's fine. Good. You're ready to go? Page, and here on the legs page. Now, descent number. This is our calculated descent line. Set our altitude 8,000 feet. So start descending. Auto. Good. Let's start our descent. Our manual descent, so this will be about 1,000 feet per minute up until reached Baguette Catch by our descent glide path. Cabin pressure is working fine. You see there we will have a descent and cabin climbing rate. So the actual pressure, differential pressure, is about 7.80 psi. So to the actual value outside, so it's quite fine. And the cabin altitude is feeling like we have 8,000 feet. The manual descent at the moment is around about 1,000 feet per minute. Due to the cabin pressure size system, the PAC's feeling it like 100 to 300 feet per minute, 400 feet per minute. So you have less pressure on the ears if you're descending than we are really descending. That also means if you have a descent rate of 3,000 or 2,000, you never feel it at 2 or 3,000. Every time less than this, depending on how good the cabin pressure system is working. Let's check our temperatures here at the moment. Yeah, 26, 27 degrees. This is what we expect to have. PACs are a little bit sleepy and less aggressive. So very comfortable. Normally we will have a ding dong. Every minute someone said it's too cold, someone said it's too warm. So you're always changing this values here to the passengers. Good. We are descending. Due to the less descent rate, sometimes people don't notice that they are descending or doing descent. And then they wonder if they're looking outside of the window saying, we are now 10,000 feet. This thing will be done with this descent now, or with a slow descent rate of 1,000 feet per minute. Actually, we are now nearly 3,000 feet below our planned descent. Arrival at the gates will be 1611 Zulu, so nearly 20 minutes till landings and another 5 or 10 minutes until on blocks. Expecting 500, 700 kilos for landing. 700 kilos. Stay there. 52 is approach speed, no ATC controller online at the moment. A little bit further there. In Las Palmas, in Canaria and Santa Cruz in Tenerife, there is actually some ATC controls only, but not in Fuerteventura. The next flight, I think it will be back there to Spain, yeah, and then we go to Gran Canaria, and then we will do the next Terra-Fly route is we will go to the Caribbean, yeah, which is a quite long flight of 2,700 nautical miles, and then back, and then we go up to Europe, North, Spain, and France, and England, in the Great Britain, Dublin, and Ireland, and so on, and then we go back to Germany, where we started our tour. As we started here, Oslo, Warsaw, Poland. Everything else, Bucharest, Ankara, Turkey, and Greek, and Italian. That was our plan before. Now we are actually in Spain. That's our Terra-Fly FTP tour, which has about 100 legs. If you want to fly this, come to my rotor airline, which is quite a personal flight leg airline. where we are less pilots, but therefore very active. And if you want to learn something, do not hesitate to contact us to join our Discord there, the Terra-Fly or my private Discord, and then we can discuss about everything there. And if you want to learn to fly the plane or everything else, just let us know. So, light stop is catching, or the descent part is catching us. So, the next minute I think. Now it's descending. We are now flight level 300 below. Set now. Bank 25 again. The density is now high enough that we can set a higher bank. Auto throttle disengaged. Why? Maybe I must get there. Oh, sure. But throttle was above. So. Decent time now. So, yeah, due to the fact that there's no ATC controller, we are between there on 8,000 feet about our the specific waypoint of the sit on the star. I will do now the standard polarization to our parametric value. It's to 1. Check this. Yes. It is set again. Yes, 1021 changes. So now we are descending 2,200 feet, which is quite normal, and PEX feeling it as 500 feet. 500 feet. So this is fine. So, reaching now, we can do our descent announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we are descending. Seatbelt sign is on. If you happen to be up about, please return to seat. Keep your seatbelt up for the maintenance flight. On behalf of my crew,
we are reaching
you being with us today.
in a reef from the south.
Hope to see you back here with us. Thanks.
Then the arrival at the airport. Good. Check our charts. Music. See something. Mention the heading. No ATC available. And we are approaching 10 waypoints. Above 20,000 feet, I will switch on fasten belts. brakes now, I can see it. Get the tables back into the seat back into normal position. Very good. There's Tenerife in front of us. The airport must be dark. So let's see into a global value. Check again. 2950. Set. And 6 here is X. Check. Absolutely. Direction. It's also fine. Good. Now. Oh, we've got someone here in the chat, in my Discord server, Daniel B. Hello, Daniel. Nice to meet you here. You see in the streams, you have to check chat more often. When you wrote to me? Okay. Some time ago. Hope you will follow my stream. So, what you will see now at the moment, we are reaching Tenda, and yes, our restrictions there, we need to be 8,000 below, yeah? And we set the altitude 8,000 to see here this little line. This is the calculated FMC value when we reach flight level 080 or 8,000 feet. So we are just before our Nidon flight path. Here's Nidon. Yeah? So we will be there in time. That's no problem. Next is Tenda, and then come Tosbu, and then at Nidon we need to be below flight level 080 and above 6,000 feet. That's the instruction. So I'll let this open here that we can follow the flight path. We are doing so. Tenerife, we're coming. So now also speed restrictions. He was doing some jobs, so there's no need for manual braking at the moment. No speed brakes are used. It's still be descending. There's a level off at the moment. So, altimeters are set. Check 10,000 feet. And now switch on the light, the landing lights. Yes, landing lights on my turn on light. Takes lights still offline till we reach our clearance. So see control on final. So local lights are not needed in the at this time at the moment. Dark in the outside. Oh. No, we have to descend.
1,000 to go.
The decel. Yeah, there will be the decel point. Put this here. Some flight attend that we reach 20 knots. Magneto. Get in the speed restrictions. Yes, perfect. 20 back. To 10 knots, we are above the speed, so we can stay there and flaps up. Till we reach Zodat, where we have to be there on flight level 5,000. At the moment we have to be there above 6,000 feet. That is our next restriction. So, balance 6,000. ATC at the moment. Select page. Check the latest beta. There are some changes. 060 is 12 knots, so same as before. 1 knot above. View clouds 2500, 21 degrees, QNH 1021, so quite fine. But the latest winner 20 minutes ago. Let's go to the next page, progress page. We were 400 kilos from now, which now will be exact, so 64.1 tons. So, flaps still 30 and 147. The flaps approach speed will be 152 knots there. Good. Demax 200 knots. So next page, Dem 100, 200 below. Restriction, max 200. Let's start dial in their DMAX 200 below. Execute. Good. That's the coast of Fuerteventura. Everything there at the airport. So we are now 10 degrees, so fly to crowds. No engine anti-ice needed. Not in the heading. So, there will be the descent. And we are reaching the end of the stamp, so we can now say have a crew. Let's get seated. Brake pressure, this is fine. The green line. Green area. Ja, Daniel, was heißt... Achso, falsche Edward. Ja, wir sind auch am Ivao fliegen. So, und auch am Bad sind, also das ist nicht das Problem. Aber ob jetzt Ivao oder Bad, das sollte doch egal sein. I'm just discussing here with Daniel B. Discord server, the chat. And, he says he's flying on some other. No, but I think that's not a problem. So network is not a problem. So we are now at Sodat. Reaching now approach. Here in Fuerteventura. So, let's brake a little bit.
1,000 to go.
Then we will stay there at 2020. Just to fly the tents. Can't see anything there. 20 and we will set the heading. Okay, we are back on track and the speed restrictions are fulfilled. Now we passed the initial approach fix, and the next restriction we have, as it is for me, the 10 mile ring, and the max at 200. So we can now decel a little bit. Which speed max is a manual mode. Set the flaps up speed at the moment. We have to decel 1500. Let's change the level change. We have to be above 2700. Notice ILS is coming. So normally we can now select the approach button. That's possible. If you receive the signal, you can do this. But we want to follow the DMX point and then the left turn up to Zibo, which the final approach fix. So, descending. I will get now flaps 5. Due to the fact that we are 1000 feet above. And set flaps 5 speed. There's the airport. So Dmax 2700 above and Zibo. We are still in range of the glide slope, so that is quite fine. The heading back. FMC is saying 2700 below that, but there's no restriction to be below 2700 feet, so we can stay there above. That's no problem for us. By the way, we are still catching our descent pass. So
1,000 to go.
Next altitude will be 2500. That is now. Missed approach, climbing 4000 feet, right radial 067 outbound of Fuerteventura, VOR, climbing to 4000 feet at the tender, and then go to missed approach holding. So, then the heading back. Localizer is catched, we can now select localizer if wanted. Do this now. ME. Check if there's any ATC available. No, I will stand there on flaps 5. No, there's no ADC controller at the moment. So we can continue switch on taxi lights to on. And put on the approach speeds, about button there. Signal channel is active. And if you notice there's a line through that lines there, the course won't match with your FMC value. As I discussed in the chart, just memory to the magnetic earth variation. So this may happen. So we will now go down here down flaps 15, set speeds down to flaps 15 speeds, sending now the approach path. Get on flaps 15 and touches to continuous. Gas is not needed. Speed brakes, arms, G down 3. Set the landing flaps to 30. 152 as approach speed. So landing checklist is completed. And now the brakes are also set. Okay, we are now on 152 knots, and we will do now manual landing. So disconnect the autopilot and the auto throttle. And we bring that baby down. Follow the flight directors. A little bit wind from the right side, 12 knots as expected. Light crosswind, so I have to add a little bit more thrust. As that 3 degrees of glide slope and puppies left and right. And now back on track.
1,000.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
A little bit high. Not following the flight directors. So we'll now continue less thrust. I'll look down to the puppies. Aiming for to right to right.
500.
Flight slow. Flight slow.
400.
So
Flight
now
slow.
we are back.
Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow.
300 minimums.
There we are.
Minimums 200.
149.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Long landing, 9,000 feet remaining.
Ah, it was too long. Too much flare for this. Crosswind is still working. A little bit of reverse thrust. Good.
80 knots.
I noticed that the puppies won't match with the glide path, so as we said, we want to exit via our fast entry. Yeah, here we go for that. So, speed brakes up, flaps up, manual brakings, and welcome to Fuerteventura. Landing lights are now offline. Start resist to auto, and we set the transponder to alt off. Brakings, flight directors off, 100 knots, and 4100. So let's go ahead. That is to bright and medium. And turn off the reverse. To radar down and terrain radar to off. Can stop the EGT. And that is nope. Perfect. And start the APU. Good. So we feel the pressure from the weights below, behind and in the back. So see, even with idle thrust, we get some planing speed. So let's brake a little bit. Okay. So to the right. Okay, then the apron, we will shut down our engine number 2. So let's look where our gate is. No, I don't want this. I will take, there's 22, that is what I wanted. So gate 22 is the gate I want to go. So now turn in and turn on the turnaround lights and the taxiway lights. Not anyone. And with only one engine, this is very easy and handling there to roll. But we won't go to the gate, which is in fact in front of us. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, reach our parking position for the gates. Shut down engine number 1 and put the idle back to 0. Open the doors. Elation have to open. APU will on. Electric 1 and 2 is off, and release the crew. So cabin climbing can be so on, and let's wait until the ground power is hopefully getting there connected. Oh, anti-collision lights off. Yeah. So this
Prepare
worked.
for arrival and cross-check, thank you.
So, reaching our gate. Open the doors. Extend the stairs and the cargo crew. Tenerife. Good. Ground power is available. Perfect. We switch off the APU. Can set the packs to out of and APU blade off. Come on. Premiere is not required anymore. Window heats and PROVICE off. And we can also disalign. Set this to HDSGS. Good. Pull up. Exit lights are perfect. thrust is on idle. Yes. We are ready and in the gates. So, stop our FS Airlines client there. In the background. Perfect. Can disconnect from Ivao network. And yeah, let's look at the replays until we finished here in the morning. Great landing, good. A little bit floated, my opinion. So, set this to 0. Let's look, we have 2,700 kilos on board actually. I will take a look at our theme brief calculations. This matching. Yes. Theme brief says 2,700 kilos and that is the value we received there. So all these values are matching. And yes, for 5.2, that's perfect. 4.2, 5.2, 5. Yeah, a little bit buff, so that's absolutely fine. And the calculation was quite exact here. The brief is also matching with our values. So this entering values there, if you enter the winds, the forecast, and the descent, and also for the average wind, will get you the right values in the FMC. So that is quite fine. So let's go ahead and take a look at our replay. So we terminate the flight deck here in this place, close the cargo doors and the air stays, close our doors. That's looking not so good in the replay. So perfect, entry doors closed, and let's go to the replay mode. Okay, replay, where we are. So flight replay, there it is. So in the landings,
2,500. 2,500. 1,000.
so continue
1,000
with
feet.
it. There's the runway, we go there, take a look. We're coming. See that crosswind? On about 10 knots. Yes, and there it is. There was a gusty wind. Okay, not perfect, but okay. A little bit left rather than smithing there, the touchdown zone, but it's okay. We have a right runway, so let's go to check our last landing. I want to say thank you very much for your to be there active in the stream, and hope you will be there next time with your Kaizen. And yeah, I hope to see you in the Discord, and thumbs up if you think that's fine, and subscribe to the channel, and that's very nice. In this way, I wish you good evening, have a nice weekend also, and this Sunday afternoon. So see you next time, and see you Kaizen. See you next time, bye bye.